8 signs men give before they cheat. Let's face it, finding a loyal guy in this day and age is like finding a needle in a haystack. But what if you could spot a cheater before they even had a chance to break your heart? Today we're going to reveal the sneaky signs that will tell you if he's a cheater or a keeper. From secret phone calls to suspicious behavior, we've got all the clues you need to avoid getting hurt. By the end of this video, you'll feel empowered to take control of your love life and make informed decisions about your future. Before we get going, please press that red button to subscribe to our channel and comment "I've subscribed" so we can thank you. Number 8. He has a lack of commitment. Have you ever been with a guy who just can't seem to make up his mind about you? It's frustrating, isn't it? Well, let me tell you, a lack of commitment is the first red flag that a man may be likely to cheat in the future. I mean, if he can't even commit to defining the relationship or talking about the future, then what makes you think he won't cheat? And if he's always canceling plans or dodging spending time with you, it's time to question if he's even serious about you. Now, I know it can be tough to gauge where a guy stands with you when you're just starting out. So here's a tip. Listen to how he talks about his past relationships. Does he hop from one fling to another? Or is he more of a long-term guy? And if he's never been in a serious relationship, well, you might want to rethink if he's even ready to commit. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. There are some guys who are willing to put in the work. Look out for the ones who make sacrifices for the sake of the relationship. Is he down to change his plans to make time for you? If he's not, then he might not be fully committed to you or the relationship. Now, don't get me wrong. Lack of commitment doesn't automatically mean that he's going to cheat, but it does increase the chances that he's not fully invested in the relationship and may stray. So keep your eyes open and make sure you're with someone who's just as committed as you are. Number 7. He's flirting with other women. Let's talk about another sneaky sign that your man might be likely to cheat. Constant flirting with other women. Now, we know some guys are just naturally outgoing and friendly, which doesn't automatically make them cheaters. But if he's flirting with other women in a way that makes you feel uneasy or crossed a line, it's a definite red flag. Pay close attention to how he behaves around other women when you're out together. Is he making intense eye contact or touching them inappropriately? Is he constantly checking his phone or ignoring you in favor of other women? If so, he might not be as committed to your relationship as you thought. Another warning sign to watch out for is if he's still in contact with ex-girlfriends or women from his past. There's nothing wrong with remaining friends with an ex, but if he's constantly texting or calling them and keeping a secret from you, that's a major red flag. It's a sign that he's not being completely honest with you and about his relationships with other women. Number 6. He's secretive. Here's another important sign that a man may cheat in the future. If he's secretive about his life or whereabouts, it could be a red flag. If he's not willing to share details about his day or what he does when you're not together, he might be hiding something. Take note of whether he hesitates to introduce you to his friends or family. If he keeps you apart from other important people in his life, it could indicate that he isn't fully invested in you and is keeping his options open. Another red flag is if he's secretive about his phone or computer. Is he always carrying his phone and refuses to let you see it? When you ask him to use his computer, does he become defensive? If this is the case, it could indicate that he's keeping something from you, such as conversations with other women or dating apps. Remember, everyone deserves privacy. Being secretive can be a red flag. If you're uncomfortable with how little he shares, it's important to talk about it openly and honestly. Number 5. Sudden changes in his behavior. If you've recently met someone and he's been consistent in his communication and attention, but then suddenly becomes distant or unresponsive, that's a red flag. It's essential to pay attention to any significant changes in behavior because they can indicate more significant problems. Another red flag is if he's constantly canceling plans or making excuses not to see you. If he suddenly becomes too busy to spend time with you, it could mean that he's not interested as he initially appeared, or he could be seeing other people. Pay attention to his effort in getting to know you and spending time with you. If he suddenly becomes uninterested in your life or doesn't seem to care about your interests, it could be a sign that he's lost interest and is looking for something else. Remember to trust your instincts when it comes to sudden changes in behavior. If you're feeling uncomfortable or unsure about his actions, talk to him about it or take a step back to assess the situation. It's better to address any issues as soon as they arise rather than waiting for them to get worse. Number 4. He has cheated before. If a guy has cheated in the past, it's a warning sign that he might do it again. It's important to have an open and honest conversation about his past relationships and why he cheated. Was it a commitment issue or something else? It's possible for people to change and learn from their mistakes, but if he has a history of cheating, you should proceed with caution. Set boundaries and expectations early in the relationship to ensure you're both on the same page and committed to each other. Remember, trust is a key ingredient in any relationship. Rebuilding trust can be difficult after it's been broken. So if you're uncomfortable with his past behavior or don't fully trust him, it's important to listen to your instincts and make the best decisions for yourself. Number 3, he has a lot of female friends. Now don't get me wrong, having female friends is not necessarily a bad thing, but it's important to pay attention to how he interacts with them and whether he puts your relationship first. If he spends all of his time with his female friends and neglects your relationship, it's a warning sign that he might not be fully invested in you. Another thing to keep an eye out for is if he keeps his female friendships hidden from you. If he's not forthcoming about his interactions with other women, it could be a sign that he's concealing something from you. Remember that having female friends does not automatically imply that he will cheat. Still, pay attention to the dynamics of his friendship and how they affect your relationship is important. Suppose you're concerned with his interactions with other women. In that case, you must have an open and honest conversation about it and establish boundaries that work for both of you. Finally, trust and communication are essential in any relationship, so prioritize them. Number 2, he's always on social media. Another indicator that a man is likely to cheat in the future is if he's constantly on social media. While social media can be a wonderful tool for staying in touch with friends and family, it can also be a breeding ground for infidelity and emotional affairs. If he's constantly on his phone and scrolling through social media rather than engaging with you, it could be a sign that he's not fully present. Another red flag is if he's constantly messaging other women or engaging in flirtatious online behavior. If he's open about his social media activities or hides his interaction with other women, it could indicate that he's likely to cheat. Number 1, lack of communication. Communication is key in any healthy relationship, and if your partner isn't making an effort to talk with you or is constantly avoiding important conversations, it could indicate that they aren't fully committed. For instance, if they're regularly canceling plans or dodge discussions about where your relationship is headed, it might suggest that they're not invested in the relationship. Additionally, if they're hesitant to express their feelings or frequently divert the conversation when you bring up crucial topics, this could be a sign that they're keeping something from you. It's important to remember that communication is the foundation of any healthy and long-lasting relationship. If you notice a lack of communication, don't wait to address it. It's better to talk about any issues as soon as possible before they escalate. To conclude, keep communication and trust open with your partner. Remember, you deserve someone faithful, committed, and true. Trust your instincts and don't settle for less. Subscribe for more great content. Thanks for watching and see you soon.